Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to this week's edition of the Gorecast. Balls. Hello and welcome. So this week we've got a bunch of different things up for you because we usually do. Mainly review. Well, we got 2 reviews and films, a couple of trailers. We're going to kick things off with the trailers though because well, to be perfectly honest, we get Dolph Lundgren and the Masters of the Universe.
He-Man. Oh, do you know what we forgot to say?
What?
That mannequin that's there is actually our new friend on the show. Well, not new friend. He's been on the show before, but he had no
Face.
entity. No, he had a face. He just had no entity in the show. Like this has an entity. Wait. Okay, there we go. That's good. Everyone say hello to Carter.
Hi, Carter.
Cool. So anyway, where were we? Oh yeah.
He-Man,
He-Man,
and the Masters of Lundgren.
So Lundgren in this isn't like the He-Man character. Well, he is kind of a He-Man character. He's like Superman, action hero kind of thing. But what the synopsis of it on there? Basically, the movie's shot and everything already, and they're trying to get it out for general theatre release, and it has an Indiegogo campaign that we'll put the link in the boxy thing below, the description thing.
Yeah.
Where you can go, hopefully back it, because it's going to be a great project. But what do you get when you take horror director Mike Mendez, add Dolph Lundgren, and a demon leaving a trail of death as it passes from host to host? Fucking awesome movie, I'd imagine. A horror movie match made in hell. We need your help to create the final. We don't need your help. They need your help. Yeah. They need your help to create the final elements for their film and bring Dolph Lundgren as Jebediah Woodley. Savage name. Jebediah Woodley. I like it. Jebediah Woodley. So the trailer is very interesting. There's a lot of
It doesn't take itself too seriously, which, as far as I'm concerned, is always a good sign when it comes to a film like this. Not that you need to not take yourself seriously when you're doing a demon film, but in this style, when you have, as we said, Dolph Lundgren basically kicking in doors and, hey, I'm here to capture your demon, that kind of way. It's better that there's a bit of humor in it, because otherwise you're just going to what the hell. But it's kind of cool because in this one, basically, you have this demon terrorizing a small town and
killing everything.
Well, see, that's the interesting part about it, and he even says it. The difference in this demon and most, and he says it, is the fact that this thing wants you to kill it so that it can then jump into you, go kill some more stuff, wait for somebody to kill it, jump into them. And so as a result, the title, which is Don't Kill It, because if you kill this thing, you're going to become this thing. So Dolph turns up as old Jebediah with trusty net gun in hand.
Mr. Woodley, I think.
Well, we haven't seen it yet, so...
He just strikes me as a Mr. Woodley kind of guy.
I don't know, I think he strikes me as a call me Jebediah kind of guy. I mean, he's there with his Stetson and his duster.
The name's Woodley, Jebediah Woodley.
He's not in a suit.
You don't need to be in a suit to be suave.
This is true, I suppose, but that kind of lingo indicates, a suit and tie and a fucking fancy ass car outside.
It's got a pretty bitchin' car in it.
Did it?
I remember being...
I remember blood. I remember lots of blood.
There's a lot of blood.
Yeah, which is why I was kind of going, ooh, this could be fun. As I said, they're still looking to try and make the way onto the big screen, looking for funding orders. But the trailer's up online. We're going to be showing them the trailer shortly. Yes.
Shortly. When we finish talking. It'll be very rude to jump into it now. And very nonsensical to come back out and finish talking about it. Well, although we quite frequently come back out of things and continue talking about them. Screw it, we'll cut to the trailer now.
Your father's home early. Hey there, how'd it go?
This is the latest killing in a town that has had 3 triple homicides in the last week alone.
I'll be damned.
I'm looking for Chief Dunham. It's Agent Pierce.
Tell me, Agent Pierce, is it really necessary bringing in the Bureau?
You have had 3 triple homicides in the past week, is that correct? He killed him and then he killed his own kid? Doesn't make any sense. They are unrelated, right?
Well, they might be the tiniest bit related.
In what way would that be, Chief?
Each one killed the last. Your town is a real danger. You want these murders to stop, you best listen. I'm a hunter. demon hunter.
You said this one is unique. How?
So the way it transfigured was by being killed. The moment you killed the thing, it became you.
And what are you going to do when you find him?
Oh, I'll sit him down for a quiet little chat.
Why did you bring this evil to this town? The power of Christ compels you!
Pretty sure that's from The Exorcist. Calm down, y'all. Robert Bullets. It likes you.
It wants me to kill it.
The stakes just got a whole lot higher. If the fang consumes your soul, and then Chicory Creek will literally be hell on earth. Oh, Emily, don't do it! Don't kill it!
How long have you been doing this?
It's kind of a family business.
Christmas must have been fun.
And we're back from an impromptu cutaway to the Don't Kill It trailer. I really can't wait for this. I think it's going to be great. Cheesy, but great.
Yeah, I think it's just going to be one of those films where you turn it on, sit back and go, oh look, Dolph Lundgren, this is going to be hilarious. Because he's one of those big action guys that doesn't take himself seriously, and as a result, you're able to enjoy things with it, so it's far better.
It's cool. And as I've mentioned before, he's kind of due a cheesy period as well, because he's like, out of all the 80s action stars, he's the only one who never really had a cheesy, kid crossover movie or any crazy comedy-ish kind of stuff.
Really? Seriously?
What? He-Man?
He-Man!
But that wasn't kiddie though.
What the hell have you, what the smeg?
That was He-Man for grown-ups.
It really wasn't though.
It's He-Man for grown-ups.
No, it wasn't. It was aimed
He-Man
at
for
kids.
It's He-Man for grown-ups. I learned things about life from that movie when I was a child.
Yeah, like if you got a shotgun, you get yourself some cute women when you go to another dimension.
Yeah, fucking hell.
Take over.
That's why I got a shotgun.
But yeah, as I said, they're still working on getting funding for the theatrical release of the film. The film itself is made. So yes, go check out the site, give them your support. We're looking forward to seeing it, and I think it's about time we moved on to the next film that
Next
we have
movie.
a trailer for.
Holy shit! You must have took a wrong turn.
Honey, there ain't no turns off this highway.
What was it, Lance? What did you see back there?
I saw the light, honey. I saw the light.
You've met my brothers and my sister, Mr. Bogan. I don't believe we've ever met. My name is Myron Stackpool. I'm pardon the expression, the head of the family. We Stackpools all have our peculiarities.
You made them folks downstairs go away. I want you to do the same thing for Howard Oates. You make him go away.
And you aren't at all concerned about my subjects down in the basement?
Letting you do what you do, just letting you stay around and keeping my mouth shut, that's a price to me. A man takes a risk, why he ought to get paid for it. Seems reasonable to me.
You press too hard and you make it worth it for me to employ desperate measures. I'm not normally a vindictive person, but in your case, I'm going to make an exception.
Yeah, moving on to the next thing, there's the film that you saw that I forgot to watch.
Head of the house.
Family.
Head of the family. Why do I keep saying house?
I don't know, because you're used to watching an old American sitcom.
What was that?
Head of the house.
Which one? Anyway, Head of the family. which is after getting remastered and all done up to look all super sexy on Blu-ray, which it is super sexy because there's one girl in it that just never wears clothes whatsoever.
Watching that when I go home.
It's fantastic. Fantastic. But crazy story. I suppose we'll cut to a trailer, let you get a gist of it first, and then we'll come back and we'll have a quick chat about it. Click. Okay, cool. And then we'll come back. Now, okay, so that was the Head of the Family trailer. Kind of, they're mutants, I suppose, would you say?
No, well, he called it a birth defect.
Yeah.
Like, they were all supposed to be, how many of them was there, like 5? They were all supposed to be...
There's 4 of them.
4?
Yeah, there's 4.
Okay.
And it's basically, there's one that's got big googly eyes. They all basically have a human trait, but that's 100 times better than the average human. Do you know what I mean? So there's one guy he's got these big googly eyes, and he's got like eagle vision, and he's able to hear really well, and he's got a super sense of smell. Then there's another guy called Odo, who's just this big lumbering, Odo smash that kind of character. You have what's the name of the bird in it?
I don't remember the sister's name, but she got the look out of everybody.
Yeah, her whole power is basically being sexy.
She the one that's naked the whole time?
No, believe it or not.
Huh.
And then there's the head of the family, who's this just big, massive
head.
Yeah, giant.
Yeah.
Think kind of Krang from Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles.
I was thinking more MODOK from Marvel.
Either or.
Giant head.
Either or.
Yeah.
I'd say more Krang when you go home and watch the film, just by attitude and headiness.
I think it was more MODOK because he had like the regular hands and arms.
He didn't really though. He just had these little.
Yeah, that's what MODOK has.
Yeah, but Krang had little tentacle legs and arms as well.
But he didn't have Krang had tentacles. He didn't actually have hands and feet.
Yeah, but but this guy doesn't have hands and feet. He just has these little leggy stump, kind of tagliatelle.
Isn't that a type of food?
It's a type of spaghetti, but not literally because it's its own thing. Because spaghetti is its own thing. It's not an actual. It's not an actual whole genre of pasta. It's its own specific thing. Not unlike tagliatelle.
Okay then.
Pasta would be the group. Spaghetti would be the individual.
I think we're moving away from the actual subject here.
Yeah. Okay. So where was I? I got distracted by my culinary.
Talking about the family.
Oh yeah. So basically, yeah, the big massive head kind of controls the other 3 people, the other 3 siblings, like by mind control kind of thing. And then they're trying to find him a body to put the head in or on or the brain into, if I remember correctly.
Yeah.
And then there's this kind of hillbilly couple that live in the town, and they happen to stumble across the big lumbering dude kidnapping a guy and bringing him home, and then they kind of follow him back and they see them basically lobotomizing the dude, and all hell breaks loose then because for some reason the 2 lads are like, do you know what I'm going to do? Blackmail these motherfuckers. That's what I'm going to do. He wasn't aware of the big giant head at the time. They only saw the big giant head.
Okay.
Your thoughts on it?
Okay, well, I mean, it's from Full Moon, and they always make kind of fun films. I've always liked a lot of this stuff.
Yeah, it's good watch.
Easy.
Yeah, it's not even really super horror-y either.
No.
Freaky.
More freaky, yeah. They're kind of like cool. They're like lobotomizing hundreds of people, like so. They have this kind of Dr. Satan-esque dungeon downstairs with just all these hundreds of fucking drooling, yeah, it's out in VOD or not VOD. It's out in general release after getting remastered and everything. So totally recommend going checking it out. Totally worth a watch. To talk technically a little bit, the actual remastering itself, it looks slick as hell. You wouldn't even think it was shot in the 90s. It looks like it was shot current day. They did such a good job on it. So make sure to go check that out. And then we'll go to our next film.
which I did see.
Yeah.
Kind of. I tried.
We all tried.
Varying degrees of success, I have to say.
What is it?
The fact of the matter is, Krampus Unleashed should have stayed in its cage. It's the first time ever that Bainesy here saw a film by Uncorked and didn't instantaneously want to do stuff to the people.
Jizz in my pants.
To the people of Uncorked, you know.
And you.
Yeah. Yeah, it's just. I mean, it didn't work. I'm sorry, it just didn't.
It's outside of the many, and before anyone thinks of emailing or twittering, I have a valid right to not like Christmas.
I like Christmas, but anyway.
Fair juice, yeah. I fucking don't. I hate it, and this is one of the reasons that I hate it. The last 4 years, I think.
I thought Krampus would be a reason to like Christmas.
No, because there's not been a good one.
I actually, funnily enough, have never seen any of them.
I could make a movie called Krampus in general, and it'll be crap, no matter what I do.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's just it's. I don't know what it is about the story of Krampus, because the actual mythology of it is really cool, but it's just the execution on it. They go a little too Monster B horror movie with it, instead of trying to keep the more sinister. They go way too monstery with him, and I think
it should
kind of keeping a human element to it.
Subtle thing.
Yeah, do you know what I mean? Like,
and it was the whole thing. It's Krampus, but there was no real. Okay, in this one, he found a rock, and all of a sudden he's loose, and now just randomly killing everybody in front of him.
Yeah, they find a lump of coal. Okay, that's tied into mythology. Did they even set it on? Did it even get set on fire when they released it? I know they did in the prologue at the start of the film. The lads in the West, they set it on fire and he came out. But
second time, the kid gets caught smoking and throws a cigarette down next to it.
That was it.
And
shit buzz. Smoking kills kids. Smoking kills.
Yeah,
it kills kids.
And that was
kills kids. Yeah, we're adults. We're okay. Okay, so I suppose we'll jump into the Krampus trailer.
Yeah.
And we'll let you have a quick look about it, and we'll come back and talk about it more, or maybe we won't.
Well,
no, we probably will.
There's an evil moon in the sky tonight. I've seen this once before.
This is too weird.
James! Babe, where'd you go?
I'm not liking this.
Dad? Grandpa? It's obviously close to me.
Someone there?
It's comic.
Who?
Krampus.
Right.
Stand by, dispatch. I'm on my way.
Oh, the weather outside is frightful, but a fire so delightful.
There's Dad! Rick the Shrink, but whatever that is out there!
Let it snow, let it snow, let it snow. It doesn't show signs.
I fired a ton of buckshot, but it just kept coming.
Bullets won't kill him. Hell, an A-bomb won't. Back up. Yeah.
Lights are turned down low. Let it snow, let it snow, let it snow. When we finally kiss goodnight.
Shut up, shut up!
Now I hate to go out of the storm, but if you really hold me tight, all the way home I'll be warm. If I
see you in hell, demon.
And goodbye. As long as you love me so, let it snow, let it snow, let it snow.
And that was the trailer for Uncorked's latest, well, kind of latest, Krampus Unleashed.
Yep.
Look, I'm not going to lie. I put on the film to review it. I got about a half an hour into it, and I kind of went, really, this is Uncorked? I'll take a break and go back to it. I went back to it, and there was nothing that really got me into
Number
it.
one, I think, if you have to take a break after half an hour, it's probably never.
I'm used to seeing films where you're inundated with garam dumbass, and I'm sorry, Carter, garam dumbass Americans, just being, but I mean, this was just, come on. The only fun part in the entire in that entire half hour was the grandfather telling the story about the cougar that he had to kill. That was good. I enjoyed that part.
I won't lie to you. I had a very strange. what's the best way to describe it? I had a very strange physical reaction to Krampus where I sat down and I wasn't even twiddling on my phone or anything. I sat down and I watched all 1 hour 25 minutes of it, and the minute the credits hit, my mind just deleted the entire movie. Clean out of my head.
I've done that with stuff as well in the past.
The only time that ever happened to me before was with Black Christmas. Actually, yeah, it must be a Christmas movie thing. Not the original, because the original Black Christmas is fantastic. It was that remake. Horrible. Went in, watched it, walked out of the cinema, could not remember a effing thing of what happened. Gone. There was a guy in the attic. That's it. But anyway, back to Krampus.
Yeah, it's as I said, we've seen a good few films from Uncorked Entertainment, and generally speaking, we've enjoyed the stuff they did. Blood Brothers and
there was Laughing Mask.
Thank you. That was the other one.
There was Blood Brothers. There was the one we reviewed last week, which was Hotel of the Damned,
which I didn't.
And I
to be honest,
I've been so impressed with them that I've been given out to how much I fanboyed out about them.
Yeah, we actually did give out to. Sorry, I know that might sound harsh, but at the same time, it's kind of like, dude, come on. There's other places. There are other companies we have to look at.
I just really liked their work. I fanboyed out. So anyway, yeah, I suppose you can't knock all the pins down all the time.
This is true.
This is true. And anytime you do a seasonally themed horror movie that isn't themed to Halloween, it can always be a little bit. It can be very dodgy.
See, the thing is, I could do it.
You could. Okay, okay. We're going to get off the film review for a moment. What?
See, the thing is, right?
What holiday are you going for? I
know. I'm thinking the Christmas and Krampus. See, the thing is, everyone keeps going to the route of a monster movie, which is fine. Krampus is a monstrous mythological creature that eventually evolved into the Coca-Cola branded Santa Claus we all apparently know and love today. Personally, I prefer the tattooed saber-wielding one from Rise of the Guardians. He was cool. And Krampus is about as close as you're going to get to that kind of badassery. By the way, if you ever there was a thing done years ago, and someone drew up a diagram of what Santa Claus, if he was a real person, would have actually looked like. And for the record, you would not want to fuck with him. He looked like a woodsman that would tear your arms off, beat you to death with them, and then eat you for like dinner.
What do you want for Christmas, little girl?
Pretty much, yeah. And the nicest guy in the forest, as long as you didn't take him off. And that was, but the Krampus, the whole notion of it being a strictly punishment type thing rather than the reward system. It's the stick rather than the carrot. You can do a lot with that without having to rely on it being mainly supposed to be a monster movie. And the thing is, a lot of the Krampus films, now I admit...
I think evil woodsman Santa kind of thing.
He would have been the good guy.
But I think I agree with you. They're going too monster movie with it. I think it should be kind of like this, just evil. Actual.
No. When I say a too monster movie, I mean too outlandishly. Here's a monster killing people, as opposed to the subtlety that eventually leads to the fact that you find out that it's actually all the horrible stuff that's happening. God, you're terrified of what's doing it, and then you actually see what is that, and then you see a
best version I've seen of it so far, which. It was you reminded me when we mentioned it before, was the supernatural version of Krampus. That was pretty on point.
That was brilliant.
Yeah.
Beat the guy to death.
Yeah, beat the head off him and throw him into the sack, and then you left him up there and you ate the soul.
Grimm did a decent job as well.
No, sorry, not supernatural. Grimm. It's Grimm I'm thinking of.
Supernatural also did Krampus.
Yeah. No, but it's the Grimm one I'm thinking of.
Oh, well, that was a monster. That was kind of different. The one in Supernatural was actually better, because the one in Supernatural, they did do the mysterious route to a degree, because it was like, what the hell could this be that just stuffed dude up a chimney? And I think that
takes talent.
Tell me about it. Anyway, it's I think that because people see Krampus as being okay, it's Christmas time, we can do a monster movie as long as it's this. They try and do a monster movie rather than doing a movie about this particular monster that's tied into a season, if you get me. It's kind of like shoving the monster in front of you and you don't care why it's there, rather than building a story that actually makes you kind of go, wow, it's Christmas and I am now terrified of fucking up.
He does kind of have stupid random, and it can be as was said, like in this one, it was a cigarette getting thrown on the ground near this lump of coal, and out comes Krampus. Do you know what I mean? And then, other than that, no real drive as to why he's killing everybody. Just that I am Krampus.
And to be perfectly honest, I think
like it's to the point that like maybe has anyone tried to just giving this lad a hug? He could just be unloved.
I was going to say that to a degree that's actually kind of a mistake that a lot of modern monster movies are making as well, in that rather than making a movie about a monster and kind of the reason that it's there and what it's doing, they just make a movie about a bunch of random people being killed that just happen to have been done by this creature over there that we get no explanation, reason or rhyme for. It's just they're killing things.
Slaughterfest 2016.
The rekindling.
Ho ho ho! They're all gonna die.
Yeah.
So Krampus, it's not going to be winning.
Krampus Unleashed won't be winning any awards anytime soon.
No.
We don't think.
We don't think. I hope they do, because fair dues to them.
To be honest, as I said, for us it's a rarity, because 9 times out of 10, when we get films that we're watching from Uncorked, they do tend to be good.
They tend to be our saviours through a lot of gack.
Unfortunately, Krampus Unleashed is a prime example of why I am often terrified to watch some of the screeners that we get.
But I think it's,
and not
like,
in a good way.
If you look at the Uncorked track record,
yeah,
it's when they go off the wall and do something not done before. Is when they really seem to be. I know that's always going to be a winning formula for a movie, but it seems to be when they go off and do their own thing,
or at least take it in a new direction.
Yeah, it seems to be when they go off and do their own thing or take it in the new direction. She said they come out with these absolute corkers, pardon the pun. But yeah, Krampus Unleashed is just rehashing something that's been rehashed. What's this? This is like the 5th Krampus now?
I've lost count. I actually thought it was an official thing until you started talking about the fact that there was like 2 or 3 different.
Yeah, because you see yeah. Which is even more confusing because you don't know. Well, they're all kind of crap.
I know one of them looks like Lobo because he's got a chain and hook. Or was that Santa?
No, that was. What was
that? Christmas Horror Story?
Yeah, that was it. The Christmas Horror Story. Yeah.
It's not against him, and he had the chain in his hand.
I don't know. All I remember was seeing the trailer for it. I saw a chain and hook. I went, "Oh, cool! Lobo's Santa Claus."
Okay, so we're done on Krampus, I think.
Yeah, pretty much.
Okay, so that's out on general release in VOD now. Don't get me wrong, if you're having a bit of a horror themed, kind of Christmas night in kind of thing, worth the watch. Well,
what?
I was like, if you're having a very specifically Christmas horror movie themed flick night in, maybe throw it in the pile. It's not like inherently disappointing. It's just not great by any means.
Half an hour.
Yeah, I know you're a heavy critic though sometimes.
What? Yeah. Okay. Fair point. But I like to think that I sound the good points when they are.
You do most certainly sound the good points
when they're there.
Like yet again, staying with the quality level and stuff. It's shot nice. It looks good. It's just that the storyline doesn't have the drive behind it that it ordinarily would.
They should have done a story about the grandpa having to hunt the cougar, because that sounded cool.
Yeah, that would have just been like Liam Neeson wolves or whatever.
There was no broken bottles. No.
Man versus wolf, or
I still think that cougar.
Neeson on wild.
I still think that cougar story was the scariest thing about the entire film.
It's a fantastic cougar story.
Well, not just that. I mean, if you listen, like they went in and took out the farmer and his boat, and went in and snuck in and. They had to go get it. That was a terrifying beast. And the description of it, And yeah, I know it's supposed to tie into what drives the Krampus mad, and he gets a taste for killing, and clearly it's a setup, and on to the next one.
Krampus boo. There we go. That could have been a much shorter segment. Now we're talking about Krampus. Yeah. What's next? Anybody know? I'll take a quick look. Okay.
We got the Escape from New York.
The which?
The Escape from New York.
Yes.
Oh my god, I forgot about that.
New York.
Cool. They're remaking Escape from New York.
But apparently it might be set in a different place.
And apparently it's not going to be.
People.
It's not going to be a remake. It's going to be a completely different movie.
Yeah. So like Lockout.
Which
Oh wait, no, sorry, that wasn't actually an escape. They just ripped them off and then got done for it.
It worries me that they don't know what the word remake is already for the project.
Sometimes it worries me when they do know what the word remake is.
Yeah, so there's not a lot out about this at the moment. We just felt like we kind of wanted to.
I think they're being deliberate with not telling anyone what they're doing, because that way no one can turn around and go, "No, stop it!" But, you know, that's just because people like me would say, "No, stop it!" Because you're not John Carpenter and you're not making Escape from New York, you're making Escape from who cares? Stop! You know, so at the end of the day, that's my 2 cents on why they're not releasing details. Stop now!
Oi, Hollywood. Leave the good flicks alone.
John Carpenter remade Escape from New York. It was called Escape from LA. That'll do, pig.
That'll do. Oh my god, I just it actually kills me. It's especially because they're getting very bad. It's not even like they're jumping way back into cinema history and remaking stuff from many years ago. It's shit like I was 14 and I watched this movie when it came out, and now they're remaking it 17 years later.
You were 14 and you watched Escape from LA when it came out.
Yeah, that one.
Because Escape from New York
was before that.
Yes, a long time before that.
Not super long.
Mid-80s.
Was it 80s?
Yeah.
I thought it was early 90s.
No, that was Escape from LA.
Okay. Well, one of them.
You know, the soundtrack was awesome, and it was all those bands that I still listen to, actually.
Snake Plissken and his awesome taste in tracks.
Oh, yeah, Snake Plissken. Actually, funnily enough, comic news, briefly. There's a comic been going for a while for Big Trouble in Little China. There's a comic been going on and off every now and then regarding Snake Plissken. So what they've finally done is the one thing that they've always should have done.
Merge them.
Escape from New York meets Big Trouble in Little China, and I think Snake has been sent to kill
Kurt Russell.
I was gonna say Jack, but yeah.
Kurt Russell.
Well, Kurt Russell is both characters. So Snake Plissken has been sent to kill Jack Byrne. And they are drawn to look like each other, and there's even the comment of "you look like me." You know, so I'm waiting for all of that to come out.
Said I have two eyes.
I'm pretty sure he makes that joke, and I'm pretty sure Snake probably tries to shoot him in the face and correct that little error.
Classic Plissken.
I got two eyes. Not for long.
I don't know.
At the end of the day, they're probably going to be doing an escape from somewhere. Whether or not it's New York, LA, or anything else, it's even remotely like a John Carpenter film is another question altogether.
But wait,
whether
if it's not Escape from New York, it's not a remake of Escape from New York.
That's what they tried to say about Lockout.
Oh, God.
And look what happened to that.
Why, Hollywood? Why?
Because it's lacking in originality.
Because that's how they roll.
Yeah, pretty much.
I'm Johnny, though. I kind of wish they would go back further for the remakes instead of remaking 10, 5, 4 years ago.
Yeah, stuff that still has a shelf life.
Right.
It's stuff that like they don't need to go remake the movie. They need to go take it and do what Lucas did with Star Wars. You know, remaster it, painter it, get it all looking good. Not as in relaunching the whole franchise, but as in when he Blu-rayed up all of the previous ones.
Because I thought we were going to get into prequel territory, and you don't want me talking about them.
No, I do not. No, I do not. There's one major thing that ruined all of that franchise for everybody. I'm not going to mention names, but you know who you are.
There's a rumor that apparently he was a Sith.
What? No, not a flying flack in hope.
The whole...
No.
And like his whole idiocy was because he was deliberately being a prick to try and kill everyone.
No, he can fuck off and die as far as I'm concerned. We're not talking about him anymore.
I agree.
That's it. That's the end of that. None of that. Okay, so I suppose that kind of rolls us on to the end of the show, really.
Yes. Yes, it does.
Yes, it does. So, from me, Johnny Deadly.
From me, the Giz.
And from Carter.
Yeah.
The Carter. We're all going to say goodbye and gorecast out.